Tonight, I am standing before you not just as a former official, but as the director of the FBI who is currently leading a war for the very survival of our digital sovereignty. My name is Kash Patel. I have served at the highest levels of the National Security Council and the Department of Defense. I have sat in the SCIFs where the most sensitive intelligence in human history is processed. And I'm telling you tonight, the walls are not just closing in on our enemies. They are being breached from within by a coordinated effort between foreign hostile actors and the deep state traitors who have occupied Washington for far too long. What you are seeing in the headlines, the reports of minor hacks and historical data leaks, is a calculated, state-sponsored deception designed to keep the American public asleep while the keys to our national security are handed over to the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence. A pro-Iranian hacking group, Handala, thinks they can intimidate me. They think that by leaking old photographs, personal resumes, and private emails, they can force the director of the FBI to back down from the investigation that is finally uncovering their financial ties to the Washington establishment. They are wrong. Every attack they launch only proves how terrified they are of the truth we are about to unleash. Before I break down the specific malware signatures we've identified and the names of the Iranian operatives we have just placed on our most wanted list, you must understand the gravity of the situation. The big tech giants and the mainstream media censors are working 24/7 to shadow ban this information. They don't want you to know that the FBI, under my leadership, has finally started buying the same commercial location data that the globalists have been using to track you for years. Not to monitor patriots, but to hunt down the foreign saboteurs who are currently operating inside our borders. If you want to stand with the resistance, if you want to support raw, unfiltered intelligence that refuses to bow to the globalist narrative, you must hit that subscribe button right now. Do not wait for the grid to go dark. Subscribe, share this with every veteran you know, and support us through the link in the description. We are the only voice they can't turn off. Let's talk about the Iranian Handala attack. For the last 72 hours, we have been tracking a massive coordinated exfiltration attempt originating directly from Tehran. They claim to have brought the FBI to its knees. They are posting images of me standing next to antique cars, smoking cigars, historical photos from a decade ago, trying to create a narrative of vulnerability. But here is what they aren't telling you. Those servers were decoys. We caught them in the act. We have already seized the domains they used to launch their Persian dagger malware. We have identified the keyboard warriors in Iran who thought they were hidden behind layers of encryption. And tonight, I am authorizing a $10 million reward for any information leading to the physical capture of these cyber terrorists. The era of passive defense is over. We are moving into a phase of total, unmitigated offensive retaliation. But why is this happening now, in April 2026? Why is the Iranian regime focusing its entire cyber apparatus on the FBI director? It's because we've uncovered the financial ledgers. We have found the bridge. There is a direct line of funding between Iranian oil revenue and the shadow organizations in Washington that have been trying to sabotage this administration since day one. They are hacking the FBI because the FBI is finally looking where it was never allowed to look before. We are tracing the money that flows from Tehran through European shell companies and directly into the pockets of the same bureaucrats who are calling for restraint every time our bases are attacked. Speaking of our bases, let's look at the strategic nightmare unfolding in the Middle East. While I am fighting this war in the digital trenches, our soldiers are being treated as disposable pawns by a command structure that is more worried about its ESG score than its combat readiness. 13 strategic military bases have been partially or fully liquidated in the last month alone. We aren't repositioning, we are retreating. We are leaving behind billions of dollars in advanced Reaper drones, electronic warfare suites, and surveillance hardware. Why? Because the globalists want a global energy blackout. They want the price of oil to hit $250 a barrel so they can force every American family into a state of total dependency on a gold-backed BRICS currency. I've seen the classified logistics reports. Brent crude is already screaming past 115 and WTI is not far behind. This is not market volatility. This is a controlled demolition of the American middle class. While you are being squeezed at the gas pump and the grocery store, the national debt is hitting $39 trillion and heading for $40 trillion within weeks. And where's the president? I saw the footage from this past weekend. He was on a golf course in Florida laughing while Iranian hackers were gloating over our national security data. Taxpayers have spent over $100 million on his vacations during this term alone, while the American people are one paycheck away from a Great Depression 2.0. When the president did finally appear aboard Air Force One, he was trying to calm the markets with fake peace deal claims. The markets didn't believe him. They dropped like a stone because institutional investors know he has zero credibility. He sat there showing off photos of his new golden ballroom and the hand-carved columns he's installing in his private residences, while the geopolitical order was literally burning to the ground. The narcissism is not just an embarrassment, it is a threat to the survival of this republic. He claimed today that our military has never been stronger. That is a verifiable lie. I've seen the manifests. We have 0 American naval escorts operating safely in the Strait of Hormuz right now. The tankers he pointed to were Pakistani vessels escorted by the Iranian Navy. We have lost deterrence and our enemies are laughing at us. The Iranian response to our surgical strikes has been anything but limited. They have moved to Phase 3. They are now actively targeting residential areas where U.S. and Israeli commanders stay. They are striking commercial hotels in Qatar and the UAE. Our universities in the region have already shut down and evacuated. Our men and women in uniform, the SEALs, the Rangers, the 82nd Airborne, are being ordered into radioactive hot zones to extract weapons-grade uranium from sites we no longer control. This is a suicide mission. To extract 1,000 pounds of material stored in 50 specialized cylinders requires days of heavy lifting and air cover that we simply do not have anymore because we abandoned our bases. The death toll is climbing, and the media is performing a synchronized cover-up. Yesterday, a gymnasium in a civilian area was obliterated by a malfunctioning missile. Dozens of civilians were killed. The intended target, an IRGC facility, wasn't even touched. This is fueling a level of hatred against the United States that will guarantee a multi-generational war, which is exactly what the military-industrial complex wants. They want the chaos because chaos is profitable. They want the blackout because dependency is control. Even the most loyal voices in the legacy media are starting to fracture. You have people like Ann Coulter pointing out the absolute cognitive dissonance required to believe the administration's narrative. When you see FBI headquarters in a state of lockdown and our cyber alarms going off in every agency, you know the ship is sinking. There is no victory lap here. This is an administration that is projecting confidence it does not have, spending money the country does not have, and sending soldiers into a conflict it has no plan to end. The Iranians have laid out their terms for a ceasefire, and it is a total surrender document. They want full financial reparations for every building we destroyed. They want binding security guarantees that we will never strike their soil again. They want a formal public apology from me, personally, and the complete withdrawal of every American soldier from the Middle East. And the most dangerous part? They've stated they will never give up their nuclear program because this war has proven to them exactly why they need a deterrent. We have guaranteed that Iran will become a nuclear power because of our own strategic incompetence. While we focus on the Middle East, our nuclear deterrent at home has been sabotaged. I've seen the reports from Stratcom. The Grey Ghost malware has infiltrated our command and control networks. It has disabled the firing protocols for 13 different ICBM wings across the Dakotas and Montana. We are currently, at this very second, defenseless against a foreign first strike. Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping know this. They are watching the FBI get hacked by Iran, and they are preparing their own moves. This is a multi-domain global realignment of power, and the United States is being auctioned off to the highest bidder by the people in Washington. They want you to stay quiet. They want you distracted by the latest manufactured social crisis or the latest celebrity gossip. But the truth is leaking out through the whistleblowers inside the Bureau and the Pentagon who are fed up with the treason. We are going to continue to name names. We are going to continue to expose the bureaucrats who are getting rich off this blackout while you struggle to pay your electricity bill. We are tracing the globalist green energy funds directly back to the proxy groups that are attacking our soldiers. I am telling you this because I am the only one who can still get this information past the filters. I have the documents, I have the digital fingerprints of the hackers in Tehran, and I have the evidence of who inside the deep state gave them the access they needed. We are not going to let them win by default. This channel is the front line of the information war. You need to be informed, you need to be prepared, and you need to be subscribed. Hit that notification bell right now so you don't miss the next classified update, because the situation is moving faster than the government can hide it. Share this video with every patriot, every veteran, and every American who still believes that this country is worth saving. The storm isn't coming, it's already here. The digital walls are being breached, the bases are being abandoned, and the dollar is on life support. The people in charge are terrified that you are finally waking up to their game. They want you focused on their theater, but the real story is the theft of your national security. Stay vigilant, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the data. I have authorization to move our counter-cyber teams into an offensive posture that the world has never seen. We are going to hunt these hackers down, and we are going to find their handlers here in D.C. The globalists think they've won. They think the American people are too divided to notice the heist, but they are wrong. We see the gold moving, we see the servers being compromised, we see the betrayal in the halls of the Pentagon, and we are going to fight back. Every share of this video is a blow against the deep state's wall of lies. Every subscription is a new soldier in the army of truth. We are the resistance. Prepare your families. Secure your assets. We are entering a period of unprecedented chaos, but we will emerge stronger if we stand together. The clock is ticking, and the decisions made in the next 48 hours will determine the fate of the next century. This is not a drill. This is a live exercise in the defense of the United States of America. The Iranian hackers think they've exposed me, but all they've done is expose their own fear. They know I'm coming for them, and I'm bringing the full weight of the American patriot with me. The evidence we are gathering right now will link the Iran hack directly to a domestic political operation. They are trying to cover their tracks, but the digital trail never lies. We have the logs, we have the encrypted messages, and we have the will to prosecute. Stay with us. The next update will include the specific names of the shell companies being used to funnel your tax dollars back into the hands of our enemies. We are going to strip away the classification and show you the faces of the people who have sold out your future. This is Kash Patel, and I am not backing down. I will be back as soon as the next set of cables is decrypted. Subscribe now and let's hold these people accountable before the lights go out for good. The situation in the Pacific is also reaching a boiling point. China is moving their naval assets into position as we speak, taking advantage of our distraction in the Gulf. This is a global, multi-domain conflict that requires a leader who isn't afraid to name the enemy. We are the only ones telling you the truth about the Pacific theater, the Middle East theater, and the digital theater. Don't miss the next report. The next 24 hours could be the most important in your lifetime. Stay tuned. Stay free. The truth will prevail, but only if we have the courage to hear it and the strength to share it. We are tracking the movement of unmarked transport planes leaving D.C. tonight. Our sources say they are carrying more than just documents. The heist is in its final phase. Watch the gates, watch the markets, and above all, watch this channel. I'm Kash Patel, and I'll see you on the front lines.